Many cultures, mythologies, and people from all around the planet believe that life in our universe moves in great cycles. Some refer to these cycles as ages or worlds. These myths tell us of a golden age, a silver age, a bronze and an iron age. The last age is called the Kali Yuga by the Hindus, and they believe that it is the age that we are in now. Myths reveal that the Iron Age is the most difficult age of all. Man grows dark with his technology and power. But even this age will come to an end. And if the myths and the legends of our own past are correct, a new golden age will rise out of this age. Possibly the Earth itself is transformed by the fire from the center of our galaxy. And the ashes from this fire will be the seeds for the world to come. This is the promise of the Golden Age. The cycles of time are like the weather. And as the seasons of the galaxy pass, everything must learn to adjust to these changes. As surely as fall turns to winter, so too will these larger cycles turn. All of nature is dependent upon the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. For this is the greatest mystery of the universe.
We know that the Mayans were geniuses when it came to mathematics and accurately defining planetary and galactic cycles. But they weren't the only ones that left warnings to future generations. The Aztecs, Incas, and Egyptian calendars and legends all nervously point to the same time for the ending of the age of man. The concept that a culture that existed more than 4,500 years ago not only utilized a calendar system more accurate than anything we use today, but also accurately defined our solar system's movement through the Milky Way. It's mind-boggling. To accomplish these impressive calculations, they had to create an incredibly sophisticated system of mathematics, all while Europe was still believed to be wandering around in the Dark Ages. Today, if you ask somebody what time or day it is, they'll most likely tell you the exact hour and the correct day in the month. We also consider our place in a 12-hour monthly cycle to determine factors for which to expect global changes, such as the seasons. The Mayans took it much, much further than that. They also took into account considerations not only the hour and the day and the month, but also Earth's cyclic position in our own galaxy, which contributed to another overall cycle that determined yet more factors and changes to Earth.
The key component to the Mayan calendar, unlike today's infinite looping Gregorian system, is that the Mayan system was designed to accurately depict the beginning and end of the current age. Like a book, they viewed ages, or periods in human evolution and life, as having a distinct beginning and an end, which was based on the precession of the equinoxes and solstices. Their 13-Bakhtin cycle, or what they refer to as the long count, defines the entire cycle of the current age of mankind, which depicts one completed path around the galactic equinox. According to the Mayan calendar, the current age was defined precisely to have begun on August 11th, 3114 BC, and ending on December 21st, 2012 AD. Most researchers agree that the Mayan calendar was accurately built upon these planetary and galactic cycles, but that the long count cycle that defined one evolution around the galactic equinox will simply repeat forever without end. To a certain extent, researchers are absolutely correct. The Mayan calendar is designed to repeat forever, accurately portraying the cyclic nature of Earth and our solar system. But the makers of this ingenious calendar system, the Mayans themselves, would disagree with modern researchers regarding one aspect. Ancient Mayan records clearly provide warning to future civilizations by stating the end of the long count galactic cycle in the early 21st century will mark the end of an age in which global catastrophes will begin. They referred to the next cycle as the fifth cycle and the period of purification. Utilizing a calendar that defined a cyclic pattern originating 1,000 years before their civilization came into existence and ended several thousand into the future. The Mayan calendar is comprised of not just one, but of a complex series of repeating cycles that accurately describe not only our movement around the sun, similar to the Gregorian system we utilize today, but also simultaneously depicted the cyclic stages that our solar system takes throughout the Milky Way galaxy.
They were obsessed with timekeeping. Their calendar was incredibly precise, more accurate even than our own. Its interlocking timescales of lunar, solar, and planetary cycles could accurately predict a solar eclipse thousands of years into the future.
The Mayans were kind of like shamanic scientists, and they were obsessed with time, synchronicity, and consciousness, and they spent like 1,000 years, going back to even previous civilizations, trying to put together a model of when this big transformation was going to take place.
The major difference between the Maya and the non-Maya people, especially we as Westerners, is that the Maya, for the Mayas and any other native groups of Mexico and Central America, they understood time as something that occurs and reoccurs. It was like more cyclical. We Westerners, we see time as a line. You know, it started at some point, is moving along, you know, and then it continues going, it goes on. But for the Maya, something that occurred in the past, it will, you know, certainly occur again and again, over and over.
A message that we can take from the Maya calendar is that our lives are embedded in much larger cycles than those of our individual lives. It gives us a sense of perspective and allows us to look at history in a way. It puts history in a kind of grid. There may possibly be some value to the Maya calendar because it does replicate natural rhythms, and you can make a very good case for cycles and rhythms in nature being very real and very necessary for life.
But what does this have to do with humanity's future? In the Milky Way, which is an active galaxy, our solar system cyclically moves above and below this galactic plane. As stars and planetary systems, including our own, approach this galactic plane, the gravitational influence increases, which disturbs the stability of each planet, including Earth. The passage through the densest portion of the gravitational plane is the direct cause of the devastating cycles and pole shifts that we see recorded throughout Earth's history. This cyclic nature of our solar system as we move through the Milky Way is precisely how many ancient civilizations based their calendar systems. The Mayans themselves describe what they refer to as the Dark Rift, or the galactic plane, in ways eerily similar to those of modern scientists and physicists. The Mayans state that the end of each age, which brings about worldwide devastation, is defined by the world sitting on the Dark Rift. Even though the Mayans don't clearly present the science behind why the galactic plane causes severe implications upon Earth's stability in modern terminology, it is very clear that we are talking about the same event, an event where the Earth passes through the galactic equinox, the Dark Rift, or the central plane. It all refers to the cyclic and destructive gravitational influence created by the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way. Researchers and scientists agree that we are indeed approaching the end of what the Mayans define as the current age. Even though many science groups are still debating the full implications of what passing through the galactic plane will have upon Earth, we have already begun to see the early stages that the increased gravitational influence is having upon our world and other planets in the solar system.